And now we'll go to a campaign finance question. We are seeing big money spent in this primary, and this could be the most expensive governor's race in history. We have a question for each of you on campaign finance. Mr. Polis is spending millions of his own money. Jared, do you have to be a millionaire to win the race for governor?
I sure hope not. You know, most of the people up here are probably millionaires. I know a couple of them have put their own money in. Others have out-of-state billionaires in support of them. But it's, you know what, we need campaign finance reform. I think people of this state are just frustrated that you either have to know billionaires or be a millionaire or talk to the special interests and get their money. I support public financing of campaigns. I support what Maine does as a model, matching donations for small donations to campaigns. I think we need to eliminate PACs and special interest donations altogether. And we also need transparency on the dark money, which has even entered this race to a certain extent. So we can do a lot better. But I think what the voters are focused on is hopefully seeing through the different money things that affect everybody up here, who has the best solutions for our state. Who can actually save you money on health care? We have a plan to do that at polisforcolorado.com. Who will make it their priority to make sure every kid can go to preschool and kindergarten? We have a plan to do that at polisforcolorado.com as well.
Donna, you're trailing your rivals in campaign fundraising. What do you tell someone who is not a millionaire who wants to run for office? Is it even possible?
I think this election's for sale. And I think that's a tragedy in America today, and I think it's true around the country. The most qualified candidate, which several newspapers have declared me as well as our governor, who said I would be a great governor, isn't necessarily the person raising the most money. It also has to do with the fact that I actually am working. And so the time that has to go into raising money, campaigning, is pretty onerous. So I actually would support limits on campaign contributions, both individual, as we have now in Colorado, as well as in aggregate. And quite frankly, I'm also not raising dark money or soft money or whatever we want to call it, because I do think that interest groups, and they can be individuals or organizations, want something back when they give you money of $1 million or more.
You say this election's for sale. Who's trying to buy it?
Oh, I think individuals are trying to buy it for themselves or for other causes, or you know, for their furthering their careers. I don't have a plan like that. I'm here because I care about hardworking Coloradans. It's not about money.
Carrie, do you believe Jared Polis is trying to buy this election?
He's sure spending an awful lot of money. Congressman Polis has spent more money in this race than all of the candidates combined spent in the last governor's race. This election, this campaign, is exactly what is wrong with campaign finance in this country. We've got somebody self-funding their campaign who's not subject to any limit, spending millions of dollars. We've got another candidate in this race who's getting $1 million contributions from people from outside of Colorado. They don't live here, and they're giving $1 million contributions in this race. I sure hope we never get to a place in this country where only millionaires and billionaires and people who are friends with millionaires and billionaires are able to win elected office.
Real quickly, what would you do about it? What policy changes would you put in place to prevent this from happening again?
Well, we need to see the entire campaign finance structure change. I would support publicly financed campaigns. There are some states that are making real progress in getting dark money out of elections and equalizing, leveling the playing field. What we want is for the voters of this state to get to know us, to hear our vision for the state and why we're the best person to lead this state in the years ahead and not get drowned out by all these out-of-state millionaire dollars and dark money in the race.
Mike, you've had many wealthy donors donate to support your campaign or other committees supporting your campaign, including former New York City Michael Bloomberg. What will you get from these billionaires if you win? What will they get from you, that is?
I want to come back to the earlier question of the other millionaires on the stage, because I'm not sure who that was, but I'm a school teacher and a school principal, so I think I wouldn't be getting those Wells Fargo notices if I were a millionaire at this stage. But so I think the question really is about, you know, what are the coalitions that are set to be able to win this campaign, and what does it take to do that? I think the question is this election, or is this an auction, right? Because right now what you have is, we're very proud of the fact we have more small donors than any candidate in the race, more Colorado donors under $50 than anybody in the race. And so yeah, when we knew we were running against a self-funder that was going to spend $10 or $12 million of his own money. We had to work hard to support it. I'm very proud of the fact that Mayor Bloomberg supported me because he looked around the country and was looking for who a candidate was that was really courageous on guns and was willing to take on the NRA and win. I'm the only candidate in this race that's done that, and he came out and said that, because in this moment, you're going to need real leadership from the states who are willing to fight on those things. That's not things that Jared has done. In fact, we've been on different sides of that question on guns, and so people know exactly what they're getting from me. There's going to be no change in what I stand for, but we do have the largest number of small donors, and I'm very proud of that.
A number of these billionaires donating to your campaign support more charter schools. Will they get more charter schools if you are elected?
That's not accurate, actually. A number of the supporters of mine are supporters for different reasons. Mayor Bloomberg because of guns, others because they support the resistance against Trump and want strong, courageous governors who can fight that effort. And so I've been very clear. I worked as a teacher and a school principal in district schools. I'm the only one on the stage who's been a teacher and a principal, who's sat in the office with kids whose parents are getting deported. And so I've said I'm going to fight for high-quality schools all across the state. I think charter schools ought to play by the same set of rules as district schools. But the real challenge we have to solve is how we actually get the resources we need for all schools in Colorado, because right now what we know is they are dramatically underfunded, and if we don't get those resources, parents don't care what type of school they send their kids to. They want to know that their kid's not one of 37 kids in the class, and that's the problem Colorado's got to solve, and that's the one I'm committed to solving.
Mr. Polis, I want to give you 30 seconds real quickly here. Will you agree to any cap on your own personal spending in this election?
You know, when I started this race, I wanted to spend the time hearing from actual Coloradans, not millionaires and billionaires. We've had over 200 free meet and greets in every corner of this state. And to me, that says a lot about how campaigns should be run. Candidates shouldn't be forced to either be wealthy or spend time with 10 millionaires at a Denver steakhouse every night trying to raise the funds they need to compete. That's why I know we can do better, both as a nation, where I've sponsored comprehensive campaign finance reform nationally to help get money out of politics. And yes, Colorado can lead the way.
All right, let's move on. Kerry Kennedy.
Because I think the challenge is if you're going to advocate for campaign finance without yourself stopping funding your own campaign, that just means that you can buy in while no one else can raise any money. So I think that you ought to be able to...
Mike, look, if you didn't have all these out-of-state donors, I wouldn't have needed to put in my own money to keep up with you. So, you know, it's money begets money. You know, you got to compete to get your message out.
You don't have to compete. You put in $12 million of your own money.
What are you at, 8? I mean, you're at 7 or 8.
Then you want no one else to be able to raise money. If you want to lead that way, then you should lead by refusing to give yourself $11 million.
This is exactly what's hurting our democracy.
All right, let's move on.